Hey everyone, and welcome. So glad you're here. Today, we're going to tackle something that is so useful in Russian grammar, the genitive case. Now, don't worry. We're going to take this step by step, and I promise by the end of this, you're going to feel way more confident using it. You ready? Let's dive in. So, have you ever found yourself wanting to say something pretty simple like a friend's book? Or maybe you need to explain that you don't have something, like I have no sister. These are things we say all the time, right? Well, the secret to saying them perfectly in Russian is exactly what we're going to unlock today. And that secret is the genitive case. It's the case that's all about possession, or when something is missing, or when you're talking about a certain amount of something. And it really just answers two main questions. The first one is of whom? In Russian, that's kavo. And the second one is of what, which is chivo. Try to keep those two little words in your head as we go through this. Okay, so now for the fun part. How do we actually make these genitive forms? I want you to think of this as building a brand new, super powerful tool for your Russian toolbox. And the best part? The patterns are actually pretty simple once you see them laid out. All right, let's start with masculine and neuter nouns. They kind of follow the same rule, which is nice. So for a masculine noun that ends in a consonant, like stol, which means table, you just add an a, so it becomes stala. You try it, stala. Perfect. And for neuter nouns ending in O, like akno for window, you just swap that O for an A, and you get okna. Your turn, okna. See? Not so bad at all. Okay, what about feminine nouns? Well, for nouns ending in A, like kniga, meaning book, we change that ending to y or I. Now, there's a little spelling rule here. After certain letters, like g, you have to use I. So kniga becomes knigi. Let's try saying that one together. Knigi. Fantastic, you're getting this. Now, of course, like in any language, Russian has a few words that just love to be different, right? They don't follow the rules. A really common one is the word for mother, mat, which changes to materi. We're not going to get bogged down with all the exceptions today, don't worry, I just want you to know they're out there. Okay. You now know how to form the genitive. So let's get to the really good stuff. When and why you use it. It's time to put that new tool from our toolbox to work. We're going to look at the four main situations where you will absolutely need the genitive case. First up, and this is probably the biggest one, is to show possession. To show that something belongs to someone. This is your go-to for saying stuff like my mom's house or the teacher's pen. Here's a perfect example for you. If you want to say a friend's book, you say kniga druga. See what happened there? The word for friend, drug, changed to druga. That's that a ending we just learned for masculine nouns. Let's say it together. Kniga druga. Excellent work. All right, use number 2 is absolutely crucial. It's for negation. Whenever you say I don't have, which in Russian is меня нет, the thing you don't have has to be in the genitive case. This is a really, really important one to remember. So let's take our word for book again, kniga. If you want to say I have no book, you'd say у меня нет книги. Notice how kniga became knigi? That's the genitive in action. Let's try that whole sentence. У меня нет книги. Perfect. Okay, use number 3. This one comes up when you're talking about some of something or a part of a whole. So think of phrases like a little bit of, a lot of, or just some. For example, if you wanted to ask for some water, the word for water is вода. In the genitive, it becomes воды. So the whole phrase is немного воды. Let's hear you say that. Немного воды. Awesome job. And finally, our fourth main use. Now, this is one that can sometimes trip learners up, but honestly, the rule is super clear once you see it. It's all about what happens after certain numbers. So here's how it works. After the numbers 2, 3, and 4, you use the genitive singular. So 1 table is stol, but 2 tables is dva stola. You try, dva stola. But for numbers 5 and up, you switch to the genitive plural. So for 5 books, you'd say pets, knig. Let's try that. Pets, knig. So just remember, 2, 3, 4, genitive singular, 5 and up, genitive plural. You've got this. All right, you've seen the rules, you've seen the main uses, so you know what that means. It's time to practice. This is where we really make it stick. I'm going to say a phrase, and I want you to repeat it right after me. Ready? It's your turn to shine. Okay, first one. Let's say, I don't have a brother. Remember that negation rule? The word for brother, brat, becomes brata. So the whole sentence is, У меня нет брата. Your turn. Awesome. Next up, let's ask for some of something. How about give me some bread? The word for bread is хлеб, so it becomes хлеба. Ready? Let's say it. Дай мне немного хлеба. Great. Okay, now for possession. Let's say, this is my sister's book. The word for sister, сестра, becomes сестры. Here we go. Это книга моей сестры. Your turn. And for our last one, let's practice with a number. I see 2 students. This one is Я вижу 2 студентов. Let's hear it. Я вижу 2 студентов. You did an absolutely amazing job with all of these. Just take a second and think about what you just did. You now have the tools to show possession, to say you don't have something, to talk about quantities, and to use numbers correctly. This is a massive step forward on your Russian journey. No, seriously, give yourself a pat on the back. You came here today to figure out the genitive case, and look at you. You now have the fundamental skills to start using it with confidence. I'd say genitive mastered. So what's next? After tackling one of the most important cases in the whole language, do you feel ready for another big topic? Maybe the famous verbs of motion? Well, keep practicing everything you learned today, and I can't wait to see you for our next challenge.